broke your hand. When did that happen?
During the Illinois game.
During the Illinois game?
Yeah.
Do you remember how it happened?
No.
You really don't remember how you played through it?
Yeah, I just came over to the sideline. I was like, "Coach, like, just want to get the trainer. Like, this hurts." But
Do you remember? You don't remember even which play it happened?
I think it was earlier. It was early on in the game because it might have been after the first or second series. I just came over to the sideline. I was like, "Yo, like, someone get the trainers." Like,
So when did you actually start feeling pain in it then?
after the first or second series.
Okay.
But it was like
You just don't remember.
I was just like,
play
"Oh, this
you
shit
did.
just
Okay.
hurts." Like,
I can't remember how much did you finish the game, right?
yeah.
How difficult was that to get through, or is it the kind of thing, once you're out on the field, you can kind of tune it out?
I mean, I think it was as difficult as you could imagine, but I think made do with what I had, and the team needed me, and so I had to do what I needed to do for the team.
So when did you have surgery?
Last Monday.
And then, were you expecting to be able to play against Northwestern, or what kind of timetable did they give you?
I was expecting to practice the next day, to be honest. So they actually told me I couldn't practice that Tuesday. So I had it on Monday, told me I couldn't practice on Tuesday. Wednesday morning they said I could go, so I practiced.
I'm guessing you found out you broke it Sunday then.
Yeah.
Did that surprise you then that they were, it was good enough to play in already with a broken hand? Or?
Not really. I was in my head. It was like, all right, either they're going to let me play, or I'm gonna have to they're gonna have to drag me off the field. Like, I don't know.
So I know Coach Leonard said he wanted to keep you on a pitch count against Northwestern. Did you feel any discomfort in it, or was it kind of business as usual after the surgery?
I think there was definitely some adjustment, and what I'm excited the most about this week is playing and feeling just like normal.
Did they anticipate you going back to your starting job, or kind of Jake and Tate obviously played really well. Do they kind of see you guys rotating in still?
Yeah, I don't really make those decisions, and I'm just going to show up and do my job.
What did you think about the pair of first-time starters kind of getting thrown into the fire there during a 2-game losing streak as well? So a lot of pressure on them. How do you think they just played Saturday?
I mean, those are my boys. Tate's my roommate. We live together, and then when we travel, Cheney's my roommate. So those are the guys, and seeing them play and play as well as they did was really exciting. Having depth in a position like linebackers is always important. Having competition to push you is also always important. And at the end of the day, you want guys out there who can get the job done, and they were able to get the job done, so it was awesome.
Against Northwestern, I wasn't watching that closely, but it felt like a lot of the times you were in was pass rushing situations. Was that kind of the plan, where they thought, it wouldn't cause too much stress on the hand?
Yeah, I think so. They didn't really communicate that to me, but it seemed like their downs, I was out there more often than not, so it worked out.
How would you describe how healthy the hand is at this point, if you had to put a percentage on it?
I'd say be 100% by Saturday.
Defense, I know you guys were kind of unhappy with the 7 points that they scored, but did that performance top to bottom feel closer to what the standard is for this group, and then how you guys expect to play every Saturday?
Yeah, I think we played cleaner football on Saturday than we have in a while. We played tough football, smart, tough, dependable. That's what we pride ourselves on. And Saturday felt like that was closer to the standard. And that's all it is. Set the standard and elevate it every week.
Obviously, you guys are going to have tougher ones ahead, but how do you think you guys were able to pick up the pieces so quickly after everything that went down with Coach Christ? I mean, I think everyone's thinking, who knows how this team is going to respond, and it ends up being your best 60 minutes that you put together this year. Is there something you can point your finger on to why that happened in the midst of everything you guys were feeling?
I think a lot of what went into Saturday was realizing that we have a finite amount of opportunities to show the world what we're made of. No one gets to see how you played during camp, during spring ball. No one gets to see your summer workouts. And so you get an opportunity to put on tape what you think you are as a player, as a team. I think the messaging was just, hey, this is an opportunity, seize it. There's going to be a lot of noise, but we have to tune that out, and we have to just do what we know we're capable of.
Coach Leonard was asked about big picture and kind of what he has to do to get the job in 2023. Obviously, he can't focus on that right now, but I'm curious, as a locker room, some of the comments you guys said last week were, and even after Saturday, was, you do feel responsible for what happened with Coach Chris. It's only natural. Has there been any discussion in the locker room about, I'm assuming there's a consensus that you guys want Jim Leonard to have this job, but just playing well for the last couple, 5, 6, 7 games, whatever it ends up being here, to ensure that this staff does stay around and that he is the man going forward. And is there any kind of pressure that comes with that too?
I think at the end of the day, everyone wants to win games, and we've known Coach Leonard for a long time. The entire time I got recruited, Coach Leonard was there, and so I have trust in him. I have trust in my position coach. I have trust in the plan. We as a team have trust in that. I think at the end of the day, we need to trust the plan. We want to trust the plan, trust the people there, continue to play good football.
Since you got a lot more time to kind of sit back and watch and soak things in, what did you just think about him as a head coach for the first time? And why do you think he would make a good head coach if that's what ends up happening?
Coach Leonard. One thing I like about Wisconsin is that they have coaches here who've played here, and obviously they care about the culture and know what winning Wisconsin football looks like, and so they just want to make that, perpetuate that. So that's what I love about Coach Leonard. That's what I loved about Coach Chris.
And then Jalen Berger, what do you kind of remember about him and the way he runs from his time here?
No comment.
You looking forward to playing with him?
I look forward to playing every opponent that we play. So.
I mean, I guess I'll steer it a different way. Did you learn anything from the Washington State game and facing a former player and maybe how they run with a chip on their shoulder, knowing they kind of want to show up against their other team? I mean, was there any lesson? I mean, not that he had a great game, but
sure.
I mean, was there anything different than maybe you noticed? I'm sure him being older and more seasoned than he was when he was here probably played a part of that. But is there anything you learned from that game that you can apply to this one in terms of how a guy's going to run against his former team?
Yeah, well, the thing about Wisconsin football, it's nameless, faceless opponent, so it doesn't really matter who we're playing. We're going to lock in, get the job done. Yeah.